Hey everyone, this is Michael with a general reading for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August 2020. Hello and welcome, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Taurus placements. I do have the astrology blog linked down below and will be weaving the transits and aspects into this reading, but if you'd like a more comprehensive and thorough look at what is going on in the stars, I highly recommend that you check out that blog. The astrology and tarot often work very well together, and I will kind of warn you, we are in some interesting waters. Obviously, that's not a surprise to anybody in 2020, but I wouldn't be surprised if things got a little more dramatic. So read this blog with kind of that warning, that disclaimer. You may want to be centered when you're reading it, but honestly, I don't think that it's going to be too surprising for people, especially at this point. I do also have links for personal readings and Reiki sessions for those of you who feel like they need some assistance in their own life. I also have all of my social media accounts where I post updates, announcements, and occasionally host giveaways and post general card readings as well. So it's a great way to stay on my radar. And of course, I want to thank all of you who have liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. It really helps this channel grow, and it allows me to keep doing this work, which I really, really love. And it's just been such a gift to be able to do this for all of you. So thank you. I am curious to see what is in store for you this month, so I am going to just start shuffling here, Taurus. What are the messages for my Taurus folk, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so maybe all these messages aren't necessarily for you. Just pick what resonates and leave the rest behind for somebody else. That's up to your own intuition and discernment. So what are the messages for Taurus? Beautiful. Ooh, I like this. You have the Nine of Cups popping out first here. This is showing up in your day-to-day life. The Seven of Wands. And the High Priestess. So right away, Taurus, I want to tell you that your intuition is very, very strong this month, because we have a lot of this High Priestess energy here for you. And I even want to say with this Nine of Cups, your intuition is leading you towards a lot of happiness and success right now. So if you feel like you just have this idea or this thing that keeps coming to you throughout the beginning of the month, the first half of August in specific, it could be leading you somewhere very beautiful. However, you might feel like you need to stand up for the thing that makes you happy, or this vision or goal. It might be misunderstood by people around you, potentially even this High Priestess character, someone who's usually very intuitive or very wise. Could be a Cancer or Pisces individual. But I feel like your energy is better spent just going towards this thing that you want to do and not trying to prove it to other people, right? We do have the Aquarius full moon that happened on August 12th, or I'm sorry, August 3rd in your 12th house. There we go. And that really brought a lot of intuitive information for you. And it really clarified a lot of things. And that's going to be true for the next couple of weeks. So maybe this doesn't resonate right away, but I even look at this torch image, this light. You have this path that is clear to you now. Even if the details don't all make sense, you're still needing to see things unfold. It's almost like needing to color between the lines, but the overall picture is there. Or maybe you see the colors and it's just not very defined yet. Let's clarify this Seven of Wands really quickly. Why are we feeling so defensive? Like we need to guard ourselves? Because something very beautiful is happening at the start of this month. And it's very fulfilling for you. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, some of you may feel like you need to defend yourself or prove yourself to your family. Very, very interesting, because we are in Leo season, which is your fourth house, your house of home, your house of family relationships. And I've been talking a lot in my blog and in the other videos about how Leo season is a time of boosting your ego, finding your sense of worth, finding your passion. And for a lot of you watching this, your family may not understand that or understand those things for you. You may feel like you need to prove yourself to them or even hide things from them, being very defensive again. And it might just be a good idea to, again, not try and sell them on what this intuition is, on what you know is true for yourself. You might also feel defensive in your own home or even your work environment. Your sense of stability might feel a little shaken. But overall, with this Nine of Cups, I'm actually not so concerned. It feels like things are going pretty well for you, but for some reason you're just being defensive, or someone's coming after you, someone's kind of attacking you. And you have the Lion energy here as well. So again, this Leo energy, people might be acting very dramatically, a little over the top, especially with this energy, with Mars in Aries trining this Leo energy. There's a lot of fire. And it can make people very dramatic. And a lot of the time, people want to be helpful, but they're just giving you their own limiting beliefs. And so I'm not necessarily judging these people in your life. I don't know what your relationship with them is, especially in a general reading. Even though there's this defensiveness, there may be a little conflict. It comes from a misguided place, and it's just important for you to know what's in your heart. And it's also important for you to balance who you share your heart with. Because when people see this lion, they see someone very capable. Or they see someone who's very distant or even aloof. But really, Taurus, I think it's important for you to find the people who do understand you, or reach out to people who are going to give you more neutral or supportive advice. So we're looking at the second half of August now, and we already have the Five of Swords. Perhaps walking away from these individuals, giving yourself some space. You know, again, you're not going to be able to convince these people. You may even be hearing this message and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to engage in this power struggle. And then a couple weeks later, you're like, damn it, I totally did it. And I knew this was going to happen, and I did it anyway. And you just see for yourself that there's not really changing anyone's mind. And sometimes when we're so focused on changing other people who are just convinced that they know what's best, we're only destroying ourselves. Looking at this worm kind of being severed in half. And what's interesting about this image actually is worms regenerate. And these two halves will be able to go in their own direction and maybe come back together later. You might need to separate yourself from your family. Daughter of Swords. Yeah, there's this thing with communication where someone is just kind of speaking very honestly and other people aren't liking that. I'm not really sure which way that's going, to be honest. I think it could be either way for this group of people. And you have the Daughter of Cups, again, people being very sensitive and you needing to be very careful where you're putting your energy. Because people just aren't understanding you, and it doesn't seem like clear communication can happen, even if that communication isn't always graceful, right? Sometimes you need to be very direct with people, and when you can't do that, you can only maintain that connection for so long, or that dynamic for so long, before you need to pull away. And I do feel like you need to pull away. And really connect with your own dreams. And I think you've created a space for yourself to do that, or you're going to. Let's clarify these things a little more. I'm actually curious about this Daughter of Cups. Again, this is intuitive messages that are coming in for you. We have the new moon in Leo. And that's on the 19th, and that's a good time for you to manifest home. Or some very deep healing. A new start. We also have Uranus going retrograde in your sign on the 15th, right at the middle of the month. And Uranus has really been trying to get you out of your comfort zone. And you might be needing to walk away from a situation just for now. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's forever. So you can get this new insight, this new perspective. Or just distancing yourself. Ten of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely something that needs to end. And again, at least for now. Although this Ten of Swords does make me wonder if some of you really are just permanently cutting people out. That might be what feels right for you. Trust your intuition on that. I feel like we kind of live in this culture where we do cut out people pretty quickly. And it's just a way of avoiding uncomfortable conversations or interaction. Not saying that's always the case though. So if this really feels like it's in your highest good to walk away or to cut somebody out, then do it by all means. I feel like you have a lot of abundance and something that you really need to protect that's near and dear to your own heart. And you might just realize if you can't share this part of yourself with this person, there's really no point in keeping them around. Because something really good is happening here. It could also be that there's some sort of drama in somebody else's life. And that's affecting your relationship with them as well. There's some sort of ending that's happening there. Five of Wands. There is this sense of conflict though around you. I have to be honest. You have the Seven of Wands, Five of Wands, Ten of Swords, Five of Swords. You have all these cards that tell me there's just drama around you. And that makes sense with Leo season. It can be quite histrionic, especially with family stuff. Kind of allow that to pass over. You don't necessarily need to change anyone's mind. You're probably just going to waste your energy doing that. Because you know what's right for you. You know what feels like you're being called, what it feels like you're being called towards next. And the Unicorn, exactly. You know, your intuition is speaking to you. Your third eye with this Unicorn energy. It really is a very spiritual time for you. And you're very sensitive energetically. If you actually find that these relationships are just ending around you or people are kind of falling away, it might be a bit painful, but it's ultimately in your highest good because your energy is so sensitive, you're just no longer compatible with these people. It would drag you down if you continue to try and change them or interact with them in the way you are interacting with them or relating to them. Yeah, you're so intuitive this month, actually. And you might just be detaching yourself from a specific outcome. That's also something I'm seeing as well. You're letting go of the way you think things have to look, especially with the High Priestess. Don't get super specific right now, especially as Mars is going retrograde in September, but it's already in the pre-shadow phase. Things are kind of slowing down, and the next couple of months really might not be super conducive to taking forward moving action. And you are Taurus. You do kind of go at a slow, steady pace, so you might actually be okay with this. But I think as Mars is slowing down in your 12th house in Aries, it's allowing you to see things differently. Allowing you to really slow down and connect to your intuition. Some of you may just be connecting to your own spirituality or going into some spiritual work that your family doesn't understand, or the people who are closest to you don't understand. And that's okay. You don't need to change them to be happy, because there's already so much happiness for you on the table. And that's really all I have for you this month, Taurus. It was pretty straightforward. I hope that this was helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what it is that your intuition is really calling you towards, because it seems like it's going to be very beautiful and fecundant for you and worthwhile. And I do have links down below for personal readings and Reiki sessions for people who want a little more clarification in their own life. And of course, you're welcome to check out the videos for your moon, rising, and Venus signs if you want a little more information. Perhaps there's a message there for you as well. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Taurus, and have a happy August.